like Italian bread, hard crusty on the outside, soft in the middle.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Collins.
Here.
Baloo.
Here.
Canton.
Here.
Dan.
Here.
Amsterdam. Bucks. Here. You all received the meeting minutes from November 3rd. Any amendments? Hearing none, and the stand is approved. Takes us to public speaks. Sue, do you have anything for today?
No, sir.
Council's approvals. I'd like to go ahead and ask Mr. Lucas, Michael Lucas of Flock Safety is here today. The council is good. We can go ahead and ask him to share his information with us. Floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Well, I have an external screen. I don't know where the best place to set it up. I don't want to be disrespectful. Do you mind if I set it on the corner and kind of flash it that way? You're just not going to be able to see it though. That's bad news.
Okay.
Can most of you guys see that at least? I hope.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So why don't we go slideshow? So, quick introduction. I am Michael Lucas with Flock Safety. I cover for Flock northeastern Ohio, including agencies such as Canton PD, Youngstown PD, Akron PD, and a number of agencies kind of in between. Work with them with a slew of technologies. But what we'll do, if it's okay with you guys, just who we are and what we do for sake of time. Again, introducing myself, but more importantly, introducing Flock. A lot of folks have heard of Flock Safety just because of our presence in Ohio, partnering with over 350 agencies in the state of Ohio, has created a very strong law enforcement network for us to communicate and to partner with agencies. So who are we and what do we do? Well, there's about 1,000 of us. So some say it's a big company, but frankly, we've been around since 2017. So in reality, we're a younger company, but we're a public safety technology company. Work with police departments, HOAs, public, we'll just say businesses such as Home Depot, Lowe's Home Improvement, Dick's Sporting Goods, a lot of commercial customers as well. And it's not just license plate recognition. It's a slew of hardware and software that help investigate crimes, solve crimes, and proactively. If you want a drone as a first responder, that's something that we can provide too, integrated with CAD and RMS systems, all the things. So it really is just it's a lot of forward-thinking public safety technology that with staffing shortages in law enforcement today is super beneficial. 2,800 crimes are solved per day using Flock Safety technology. Flock Safety does not solve crimes. We aid in solving crimes. 15% of all solved crime in the United States can be traced back to a Flock Safety device. So again, in the short period of time that Flock has been around, made quite an impact. But really what I am most proud of, we just crossed over 1,000 people reunited with their loved ones. So using our technologies to locate Amber Alert victims, as well as other kidnappings, and perhaps in our geriatric with dementia patients that perhaps sometimes go missing. It's a lot of really good reuniting families together, and Flock is super proud of that. I had already mentioned kind of what we do from the hardware, and then we use software to investigate the crimes and then respond with drone as a first responder integrated with 911 just to bring speed to chief and his team. right? So really time is the most important factor when it comes to solving crime. And if chief has a heads up, if there's a stolen vehicle that comes into the village, that's something that we want chief to be aware of, right? Especially if that stolen vehicle is coming from Akron or Youngstown or anywhere else, and decide to take a stop in East Canton for something, right? That's what we want to know. I do have a question for you guys. License plate recognition. Who knows about it? Like, I don't want to jump in and just assume, everybody's aware, but I don't want to, insult you either. So is there a fairly decent understanding of the technology? I mean, it's not new, right? I used one yesterday. My wife, she has like one of those, it's like $20 a month for car washes. And it's like you pull up and it reads your plate, the arm goes up and you go in. So it's not anything new, right? But what makes Flock different? Well, I like to say that our license plate reader is better than every other license plate reader in the world, right? That's what we all want to say. But ultimately, it's the ability for Chief and his team to communicate with other agencies using Flock license plate readers to determine if suspects are where they are supposed to be or if they have crossed into our jurisdiction, right? Things like that. The ability to share hot lists amongst agencies is a really important thing for us to do, but that also opens up a number of, well, where's that data? Who owns that data? How long is that data around? And I'm comfortable speaking on any and all of that. So I guess this is a quick stopping point for.
I was trying to turn that off and I turned
That's
it
okay.
on, so I apologize.
That's okay. For any questions regarding license plate recognition, just in general, or the data aspect of it, I'd rather not have you just sitting on questions that are kind of eating at you and then save until the end. I can.
So with the data end of it,
Uh-huh.
who would ask you or request data from you?
From Flock or
From Flock?
well,
You said there's 1,000 of you, right?
yes.
So that's 1,000 employees?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're in a lot of states.
Yes, we are in 49 states, and again, in the state of Ohio, 352 agencies contract with Flock.
How about the FBI?
The FBI, we do not have contracts with any of the federal agencies.
Did they request data from you?
From Flock? No.
Neither the CIA and federal agencies, little 3-letter deals, they don't request Flock info.
I can answer that question by actually.
I'm not trying to put you under
No.
the grill. I'm just
No,
curious.
it's a very fair question because Flock does not own any of the data. So if one of those 3 letters would come to Flock and say, can you provide this? We do not own that.
You go to the agency.
Who owns the data? You, right?
Right.
You guys.
So it falls under public records then?
It falls under the sharing policies that Chief in the village determined to be the sharing policies of the village, right?
So you don't, so you wouldn't be involved in that is what you're saying.
That's correct. That's
So
correct.
you're not that party that would be involved with, we will or will not offer that.
That would be a very much in-house conversation.
Yeah.
As to who would and who can access the data. Typically how it works across agencies, not just in Ohio, but across the country, is you extend a share request to agencies surrounding you, right? Because what you want to do is you want to have visibility into their cameras as well. Because if you have a suspect who you have in the village and they're heading west, well, what's straight west of us? Canton, right? So wouldn't it be nice if Canton shared the same technology that the village of East Canton shares? And so there would be a seamless transition from this LPR to this LPR so that the agencies could continue to follow said suspect.
That's a question I had is with different cities and states and municipalities, if they're not all kind of linked with the same company, does that information get shared amongst different companies or?
No.
So it's really, if we're with Flock and Canton is not, then that wouldn't be helpful as far as that goes.
You got it. And why that's so critical in the area that we're in is Flock has more customers in some states than they do in other states, right? Ohio, we have a ton of customers. What I
You
will-
got Louisville, right?
we have Louisville, and what I will show you really quickly is in the state of Ohio, we have over 5,000 license plate readers deployed in the state. We work with 353 agencies, including Cleveland, Columbus, Akron, Dayton, Youngstown, Montco, Toledo. If you'd like to see the full list, there's the full list of Ohio agencies that work with Flock. So the reason why I show this is because each of these agencies have the same network that they're able to search, which is phenomenal. If you have the Village of East Canton, and let's say the Village of East Canton decides to contract with one of our competitors, let's say Genetech, right? Because, and I say Genetech because that's who Canton was contracted with prior to Flock. The problem that Canton was running into is they felt like the donut hole because everywhere around Canton was using Flock. They had no data outside of Canton. So the LPR effectiveness for Stark County and the city of Canton was a fraction of the effectiveness of every agency surrounding because we're all working together. And each of those agencies has their own policies that are their sharing policies, who they can share with. And it also has different roles. So investigators, administration, right? Who can see what and all that good stuff. What does a Flock device come with? Well, it comes with Amber Alert lists. It also comes with custom hot lists. So for example, let's say that there is a suspect that chief is aware of, right? And that suspect doesn't necessarily drive around a stolen vehicle. It's not going to register on the NCIC, but this suspect is somebody that chief is actively investigating, right? And chief would be interested in seeing if that suspect has come into town in between the hours of 2 to 4 because there was something that occurred between the hours of 2 to 4. And you can now, via your LPRs, determine who was in town between the hours of 2 and 4, right? Were any of those vehicles linked to any other crimes that could help aid in an investigation, right? Were any of those vehicles flagged as stolen? Were any of those vehicles flagged as having a missing person associated? Things like that. Every search that you put into Flock has two things: a search reason, as well as a case number, right? Any and all searches are auditable by chief and the team, and all of that information is public to chief, right? And whoever chief deems to be an administrator on the account alongside.
I have two questions
Yeah.
from what you just said. What other communities in Stark County are currently enrolled in Flock? That's the first question. And number two, once that information is generated to the East Canton Police Department, how's it retained or stored or kept?
So where's your data kept is the question.
But
All of our data is stored for 30 days. And unless you are in the state of New Jersey, where they require 3 years data retention, state law. So Flock has the ability to store it longer for you, but it's very expensive to store data, right? So we store it for 30 days. After 30 days, the data is hard deleted. Murphy's Law, I cannot tell you the number of times the chief has called and said, hey, something happened like 32 days ago. I'm sorry, it is gone.
Well,
Nothing
that
you can-
comment then, let's say it's at day 28, he said, I'm still investigating this. Can you preserve it beyond 30?
Yes, you can download,
request.
yes, you can download, you can, create things for your case files, all of that.
So you got a lot of servers set up everywhere.
It's stored with AWS GovCloud. So that's who he is.
How often do people try and hack that?
I can't answer that. You'd have to ask, that's an Amazon.
Great, yeah.
Because I mean, data security is a big deal. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah,
it's not very secure.
right.
This is what it boils down to.
Hmm.
So if there's a car stolen and person goes out, go to leave, crap, my car's gone, call and report it. Is it something that most of these agencies go ahead and do they put it in there that, this license plate has been
You
stolen?
just described a hot list, a custom hot list. That would be a reason why you would have a custom hot list. So why would you do that? Well, somebody calls and says, my car was stolen, ABC 1234. Great. So now what chief can do is create a hot list with ABC 1234 and share that amongst all of the agencies in the region. So now any of our flock devices that read ABC 1234 will not only alert that PD, hey, this car, it's on a hot list. It gives you all the information, right? It will also alert chief, hey, that car you were looking for just got hit by an LPR at the corner of 3rd and 5th in Youngstown. Hey, Lieutenant Owad from Youngstown PD, BOLO, right? This is all the things.
So like if a car, this is just so we know. So say a vehicle was stolen in Louisville that has flock cameras. They know what the license plate number, they put it in. So if that one happens to come through an LPR in the village here, do our officers that are on duty get notified that, hey, this stolen car just come into town?
That is the intent, yes. If you have everything set up to share, yes. If you determine that sharing outside of your jurisdiction is not something that you're interested in doing, no.
I mean, like, especially when it comes, a stolen car is one thing, but like an Amber Alert or something,
Mhm.
if that car gets pinged, I mean, does something like that instantly get shared with our officers?
It does. It does. In the important aspect of the hot list is the fact that it is real time to where NCIC and those lists they're delayed. So once it's reported stolen, it may take 3-6 hours to hit NCIC, take another 3-6 hours to be published, all of that stuff.
Right.
Next thing you know, it's been a day and it's not even active yet. So with a custom hot list, the minute you get the call, you now put it in your hot list, they're heading out. They're not sticking around. That's when we need to know is immediately.
Right.
Yes.
It's funny you said that. They referred to Canton as the donut hole. About 5 years ago, somebody stabbed my uncle to death. Drove around in his car in Canton for 5 days till my cousins found him. And I always wondered, how can you kill somebody, throw their wallet in an Arby's trash can and drive around in their car and never get pulled over? And that kind of answers the question to that.
That answers the question.
You know what I mean? Just that was always a personal mystery of mine.
I do. And in defending, you guys have a phenomenal chief. And in defending him for a second, most people feel that police departments are equipped much like they are on CBS when you watch NCIS and CSI and
Right.
everything. And they think that they have Cellbrite and all of the data encryptions and everything else. I'm telling you, that stuff is out there. And if you are interested, I would love to blow your mind with some of the AI that we can do. It's phenomenal. That being said, few agencies have that. And if you were to ask Chief truly, how does he solve crime? I'm willing to bet he would say there's a lot of old school policing, picking up the phone, calling counterparts, things like that. Now, doing a phenomenal job with that, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that there are technologies that can help make Chief's life a little bit easier, help increase case clearance, help close out investigations so that folks aren't driving around for 5 days. And this also may seem very new because it very much is from a flock perspective. But I can't sit here and not be proud of the impact that we've made, not only across the country, but specifically in the state of Ohio. Are there any other questions regarding, I guess, license plate readers? I had mentioned commercial partnerships, Lowe's, Home Depot, Dick's Sporting Goods, FedEx, and you may wonder why would one of those commercial accounts contract with Flock, right? Well, it's because at Lowe's, if you start on the East Coast and you find that you have a niche and you can push out something and not get caught, but Lowe's knows that you did it, you're going to be on the next 5-6 Lowe's stores before word gets out. But Lowe's has the ability to create their own custom hot list that they want. And if they have a car that they are certain how to push out, they put that on their own internal custom hot list. What do you think happens the next time that car pulls into any Lowe's across the country?
Ping.
Ping. Not just them, but local PD. Same with Home Depot, same with Dick's Sporting Goods, same with Sheetz, pilot programs with Giant Eagle, all of the above.
So can you work backwards? So say just for the village, resident gets car broke into. Everybody's got Ring cameras or their neighbor does. You get the perfect look at the car, even maybe a dent in the fender, but the glare from the infrared blurs, you can't read the plate. Are they able to take all the descriptions of this vehicle and then go to the flock cams to, with a rough time, like, okay, this happened at 1 a.m. and then match up the description of the vehicle with one coming in?
Yes. Yes. So how you search is either by plate number or by vehicle description. And so that's actually a phenomenal question into understanding the engineering behind what we do. We, Flock, are not on the lookout for a license plate. We simply have all of our technology defaulted because that's what Chief wants us to find. That's what's important to you. However, if Chief is looking for a red Ford pickup truck and a witness doesn't have a plate, but they know that it has a top rack and a bumper sticker, Chief can now search by bumper sticker and top rack and red Ford pickup truck, and we'll see every red Ford pickup truck that meets those criteria that has come through. Yes.
You said that the data is owned by the village here.
Correct.
Is that subject to information requests, just like any other public information?
I don't know how to answer that on behalf of the village.
I think it'd have to be specific.
So that information request would come to, we would not have any information
When there's only a
to
30-day window.
provide.
Right. So after 30 days, irregardless of their request, we couldn't do anything about it.
And again, with the way this is set up, we've got to add a case number and everything like that. So it's going to be most of the time it should be an investigative work product. So, which is exempt from public record.
Okay.
But we would have to establish, a very strong policy at the PD regarding the usage of it, and we would work with council on that as well.
Okay.
I think the safety aspect of it is the biggest.
Yeah. Everybody's nervous about data though, because it gets used in a good way and then it gets used in a not good way.
All right, well, for what it's worth, I'm a citizen too. And frankly, I have to sit here and promote it. And if I didn't feel that it was being used for good, and if I didn't feel that my company was doing what they should do, what type of person does that really make me? I have 2 kids, 11 and 7. And frankly, I think of the Amber Alert things, and a lot of the folks, admittedly, who are skeptical of the technology are also a lot of the folks who, when something bad happens, call Chief. And I would hope, and I think they would hope, that Chief would have the tools that he needs to help bring their loved one home. And that's what I'm proud to say that Flock does. You can Google Flock and you can find a lot of really nasty things said about us. But frankly, I'm sitting here and I'm willing to put my neck on the line to defend us, because I believe in what we're doing. And I work with Chief, and I work with Chief Davis from Youngstown, and I work with all of them. And they tell me behind closed doors the impact that our technology has on their city. That's why I'm here. So,
Yeah, Route 30 runs right through our town, so,
Yeah.
If you can find one missing kid with one of them cameras, it's worth it.
If we were to implement this flock, have you thought at all, Chief, about how cameras, and is that part of our?
Yeah, I actually, so I've applied for the JAG grant to help fund this, if it's something we decide to do. And I had to put a proposal together that specified, how many cameras and where they were. So I believe my proposal was 10 cameras, and it would basically be at the entrances and exits of the village.
And say to cover the village, you need at least, 5 or 6?
7 was the minimum, 10 was the optimal, because we were talking about putting one up by the park, because we've had issues up there.
Yeah, if you think about each way you can sneak
Yeah.
out of town.
Yep.
I mean, there would, depending on where you put them, you could theoretically get in and out of town if you knew they were there without going past one.
Yep.
Could these cameras be used in a similar fashion to a trail cam?
the idea is similar because of the motion-based nature of a trail cam.
Mhm.
Flock LPRs are also motion-based. So another great question to understand the engineering behind it. If you use an iPhone, you know the live component of an iPhone, of a photo, it shows a bit of a video. You'll notice in the next few months that you'll see that with Flock too. So what Flock does is the moment that the sensor on the backside of the device notices something approaching, it starts the burst of photos. And it takes anywhere between 20 to 25 photos of every quote unquote image that it sees. And the one that's published to you is the one that's most clear. And that's why there's so much data that's uploaded, because we have all 22 photos. You're only seeing the one, but if you want to see all 22, you can dig down and you can see all 22. Which is funny because sometimes you'll catch a bird or anything like that that flies across and catches the motion. It's constantly working for you.
And it's able to keep up like morning rush hour or evening rush hour when you just got a line of cars.
100%.
Snaps over and over, doesn't it?
This admittedly is a bit heavy for me to even say. Flock uploads 22 billion photos per month. For context, that is more than Instagram. We upload more photos per month than Instagram because if you do the math, 100,000 LPRs constantly taking bursts of 20 being uploaded, that's kind of where it's coming from. But in reality, what it's doing is isolating 30 days for Chief to know exactly who, from a bad guy perspective, has decided to say hello to East Canton.
I think that's what people got to realize is, number one, nobody's got the time to sit and just go through, right? Who's going to go, who's going to sit and look through and see what each person drove through the village is? That's never going to happen. The idea of it is when something bad happened or something bad's coming, to know it.
And if somebody truly wanted to do that, there's nothing to stop me from standing on the corner and snapping a picture of every car that goes by.
Right.
It's right there, and there's nothing to stop anybody from taking a photo of a license plate and doing whatever they want with it. At least from a Flock perspective, we know who's doing it, and we know where it's going, and we know that there's policies around everything that's being brought in, as opposed to me standing out there doing whatever I want.
You had mentioned a contractual agreement. So is it like an annual contract? Is it,
Mhm.
it's not monthly or?
Correct. So the one that I had drawn up for Chief was a 12-month term, a 1-year term. Some cities will contract outwards of 10, 12 years, but as low as 1 year. And I had actually mentioned to Chief too, understanding that being a new technology, if you had LPRs and everybody kind of understood and was kind of comfortable with it. That's one thing, but to adopt a new technology is something that we would be willing to kind of put our neck on the line for. So if it's something that you wanted to quote unquote trial for 60 days, that's something that we would entertain too. So a no obligation. And what my mind is thinking is, frankly, there's no way that any cameras are getting in the ground anytime this year. But come the turn of the year, if we're able to say, hey, let's put 10 cameras in, let's run them for 60 days. We'll report back to council all the good, all the bad, give everybody a chance to entertain it and to experience it. And after the 60 days, if we want to move forward, then Flock can cut an invoice for the 12 months. And if you decide that this isn't for us, then we'll come take our cameras down.
What does that look like? The camera on a pole, how big? I mean, what's it look like?
Mm-hmm.
Your
I don't know if you've
solar
seen
power.
one in Louisville
Yeah,
at the,
You don't know.
it's a
the
12-foot sunken pole. So, I mean, the pole's about like, it's a black sleek pole. There's a solar panel on top, and the actual camera in and of itself looks like that. I don't know if you can.
I don't know if you've seen that other picture too, Rob, at the
I saw
bottom
the
right
other
hand
one,
corner. Is just has the biggest thing you see is the solar on above it. But yeah, if you're going into Louisville, right before you see their new fire station,
Yeah.
it's right there on the right.
Who owns the cameras and poles and the solar panel?
Flock. And that's another great point. So some folks may wonder about like upgrades, software. Flock has to run on the same version, right? Much like an iPhone would run on a version. We can't have Seattle, Washington running on 1.0 and the Village running on 3.0 because they have to communicate. So all of those software push outs and upgrades are all kind of across the board. It's all included. Any maintenance, anything is all included. Customer support, all the things.
Damage to the camera itself, it's on you guys.
As well as continued training for Chief and the team is something that we offer too. It's all included. But yeah, I frankly, I think that's a good representation of what a Flock program looks like. Any other questions I can answer?
You said Chief's got the proposal of everything with expenses and all the different towns and cities and.
Yes.
How many's Louisville got? You know, off the top of your head?
I don't.
It ain't that big a deal.
I could tell you.
Speed through and you'll find out.
Well, it has nothing to do with speed.
No, nothing to do with speeding. That's no.
Huh?
It doesn't. It will not alert for anything that is outside of what Chief has it set to alert for.
Typically what it would be is NCIC, so missing people, you know.
You know, you can go 100-mile-an-hour past it, the camera ain't telling on you.
Yep.
I've actually slammed on my brakes going into Louisville when I first noticed it.
But in the region here, I mean, just thinking obviously Louisville and then Canton, working alongside Stark County SO at the first of the year, pending the success of the Canton onboarding. Stark County is also in discussion with us. North Canton is a customer of ours. Jackson Township is a customer of ours. Again, that's just kind of here. Okay.
Mr. Lucas, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Flock's kind of a fun word. Is that an acronym for something?
No, but Flock actually, all of our hardware devices historically were, our LPR is a Falcon, our audio detection, gunshot detection is Raven, live video is Condor. It's all bird-based because of the idea of flocking together is stronger. So our network together, and it's whole play on words thing. So, thank you guys. Thank you. And I have cards, I have information. If anybody has any additional questions, I'm always available. This is what I do.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me borrow that spot too.
Oh, hey, man, it ain't my spot.
Mr. Slish, anything for you today? Good. All right.
Then just talk to Kurt afterwards.
All right, takes us into committee reports, service.
Under roads, we repaired a storm drain at 112 Noble East. Paul's house, we got to put some more grinding up, smooth up, but it's pretty much done. Put the salters on the truck. Put the spare salter in the plow down on the water garage. Looking either selling or keeping it for a spare, the plow and the extra salter. So we'll make that determine probably after this winter to see how this winter goes maybe. See if we're gonna get rid of it. I'm thinking maybe the school, if they buy the new truck, maybe talking to them next year, see if they might need it. Put the school zone time signs up. Underwater, we finished the water truck fab. Here's some pictures, let's pass around. The first picture there is just the empty truck with no tools in it, and then there's a back bar we put in there too, and then that's the finished product there. All the new pumps, we had to assemble the handles and some wheels, and we put oil in them, and all that stuff. We got that all ready and loaded up. It's all ready to go now. We're having some light issues with the new truck. Got it scheduled for repair next Thursday. Should be covered under warranty. Also had some light issues with the water truck after working with it. Those have been resolved though.
Actual light issues or light issues?
Like actual headlight
Okay,
issues.
okay.
And then under parks, we closed the parks for the season now. Pretty much all I have. You have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty nice job on that truck. It's gonna be really
Yeah, looks
nice.
good. Yeah. All right, takes us to safety, chief.
Good evening. So the past 2 weeks, I think we set a record since I've been here, 214 calls for service.
Oh, wow.
Man,
On top of that, we're initiating our food drive. So we're just kind of putting it out there to the public. Anybody that can donate non-perishable food items, baby formula, stuff like that. If they can bring it into Village Hall here, flag down one of the officers, and they can give it to them while they're out on patrol. Basically, we're gonna collect this through, I believe, the 17th of December, and it'll be distributed then to families in need here in the community through local churches and possibly the school also. Cruiser is finished and upfitted. I approved the final graphics package today. So they're going to start that. It should be ready to be picked up hopefully by the end of the week. Katie Arena has finished her field training, so she is now on patrol as a solo officer. The Crown Vic has been decommissioned. We're going to hang on to it, use it for traffic control, things like that. If somebody needs to go to training, stuff like that. Took the stripes off of it, the light bar, so it's basically just going to be an unmarked vehicle at this point in time. And I'd like to thank Henry and the service department for coming out. They worked on some wiring in the department, kind of pulled some stuff up that was in the walls, routed it up through the ceiling for us, and we were able to put a TV up in there with the security cameras so that the officers in the squadron can kind of see what's going on outside of the department. And that's about all that I have. I know that Charlie and Kurt went and talked with Canton about the payment system for the speed cameras, and they got that information worked out, but you guys can talk on that. And that's about all I have.
Thanks, chief. A little bit on that. I saw the emails, timeline is looking first quarter from last year.
Still waiting on the cameras to go off the boat.
Yeah. Very good.
Come from China, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, wherever.
All right, takes us to judicial.
Ordinance 2025-25, an ordinance amending the benefits provided to Brian Casey as a full-time service department employee, be it ordained by the Council of the Village of East Canton, Stark County, Ohio. The village council previously appointed Brian Casey to the position as a full-time service department employee with an hourly compensation and to receive all of the other benefits provided to full-time employees as set forth in the East Canton Village Employee Handbook. Section 2, upon recommendation of the administrator and mayor, the village council hereby modifies the benefits provided to Brian Geisy to include 10 days of vacation leave effective January 1st, 2026. The village fiscal officer is hereby authorized to do all things legal and necessary to finalize Brian Geisy's appointment as a service department employee for the village of East Canton and as set forth here. Be it further ordained, is hereby found to determine all formal actions of this council concerning relating to the passage of this ordinance were taken in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that result in such formal action were meetings open to the public in compliance with the law. Be it further ordained, this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of public peace, health, safety, and convenience and welfare of the village of East Canton, and shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage at the earliest date allowable by law. So,
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yay.
Baloo.
Yay.
Contos.
Yay.
Van.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton.
motion to suspend the rules.
Second?
Roll call, Collins.
Yay.
Baloo.
Yay.
Contos.
Yay.
Van.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton.
Third and final reading of ordinance 2025-25 by title only. An ordinance amending the benefits provided to Brian Geisy as a full-time service department employee. So,
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Yay.
Contos.
Yay.
Van.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton. Council want to discuss the motion for the bid package for the engineering work. You want to do that in judicial, or do you want to talk about that in grants?
Let's do that in grants.
Anything else for judicial? Takes us to grants.
Okay.
You're up.
Good job. It would appear that the Hammond Tree is in fact the lowest bidder on the engineering portion of this. And pursuant to Charlie's advice, I think we're going to bust up our phases into individual jobs. That way it's a little easier to move through. So the what was phase one will be further known as the Noble Street project. And number two will be known as Worley Street project. And number three was the Renowski. And there was another street in there, wasn't there? Third, Renowski and Third Street project. So on the part of the Noble Street project, I would like to make a motion that we approve the estimate for that and approach Hammond Tree to do the engineering for it and have it subject to some deadlines that are going to be discussed with Charlie and the mayor, myself, and Henry. Your second?
Well, so the Hammond Tree, it costs not to exceed $18,000 to survey and engineer the Noble Street project.
Right.
And before we take a formal vote, just to confirm, these projects are independent of each other. They are not contingent on each other being done. So when we refer to the Noble Street project, it is a standalone project that does not require any other projects to be done afterwards. So I just wanted to make sure I put that in the minutes before council takes an official vote.
So let's say the Hammond Tree wrote it up with different phases. I mean, do we have to have them update that, or it is phase 1 / Noble Street project?
No, it'll be Noble Street project and the
Period.
contract for Noble Street. What Councilman Blue is referring to is we have to determine the deadline to apply for that specific grant. And we're going to then, after consulting with Ms. Riggs, your grant writer,
I got a text from Miss Riggs. She said that the federal congressionally directed spending comes out in late March, early April. And that she was hoping to have all of the information together no later than the end of February.
All right, so we will, in the contract, amend it to where the design and engineering will be completed no later than February 28th, 2026.
Mhm.
So we'll put that in the contract. That's for the 26, for the $18,000 contract.
Right, no, my question was as far as Hammondtree, when they came back with those quotes and things. If they have to retitle that or amend that, or does that even matter?
No, it doesn't matter. We're gonna look at it'll be in the contract itself,
Okay.
if you approve it.
Next, we have the motion by Baloo. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dan. Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Contos.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton.
Yay.
Anything else for grants?
Not at this time.
Yes, sir. Takes us to finance.
Finance, I'd like to make a motion to approve invoices in the amount of $34,485.55.
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Contos.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton.
Yay. I would also like to make a motion to approve the payroll in the amount of $21,261.64.
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Contos.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton.
And then finally, I'd like to make a motion to approve the bank reconciliation. This is for October, correct? Or-
Yes.
And I'll pass that around as well. I'll make a motion to approve the October 2025 bank reconciliation. I'll pass that around.
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Contos.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yes.
Amstutz. Buxton. See it noted that fiscal officer guys presented the permanent appropriations report through November 19th in the agenda for today's meeting. Also, have any questions for that? Anything else for finance?
No.
Thank you, Councilman Buxton. Takes us to other. I had presented council with the mayor's court report for October 2025. Total collected for the month, 2,485, which breaks down as follows. 985 in fines, 1,032 in local costs, 468 in state costs. Anything else for other?
You want to go into the executive session? now?
Yeah, it requests council to consider going into executive session pursuant to ORC 121.22G3, pending or threatened litigation.
I'll make a motion.
Let's include the chief in that discussion, please.
So chief, all of council, myself, Charlie?
Yep.
All right, standing motion, roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo?
Yeah.
Contos?
Yeah.
Dan?
Yes.
Amstutz? Buxton?
Yeah.
right, back to general session.
Nothing further to discuss?
Nothing further to discuss?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion-
Second.
Alright. Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yay.
Contos.
Yay.
Van.
Yes.
Amstutz. Coxon.
Yay.
So 8:41.